Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at Shards of Infinity, a 2 to 4 player game published by Ultra Pro Games. In Shards of Infinity, you're going to try to get up to 30 mastery points before anyone else to do infinite damage on them. But along the way, you can also do damage to your opponents to try to knock them out before anyone gets to that point. So let's go ahead and take a look at this game. I'll give you a general overview of the game, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so we're going to take a look at Shards of Infinity. So in Shards of Infinity, each player, which is going to be 2 to 4, is going to get one of these character boards here. They're going to set their knowledge to 0, right here, and they're going to set their health to 50. All the boards are the same. You also, with all mark down the special ability that each player gets, which is the same. You can pay 1 money to gain 1 focus 1 time per turn. You will also get 7 crystals, 1 infinity shard, a shard reactor, and a blaster. Now in the game of Infinity, you're trying to eliminate your opponents. You can do that from multiple different ways. You could do it for doing direct damage to them with these cards right here. You can do it also from the infinity shard. So once you gain 30 knowledge, you can play this card, you do infinite damage to everyone, and you win. So you can win the game by getting 30 knowledge. The trigger abilities on these cards, just to show off real quick, will occur once you have that much knowledge. So once you get 5, this will happen. Once you hit 15, this will happen. On your turn, you're going to shuffle these up to start the game. And on your turn, what you're going to do is going to be a typical deck builder. You're going to draw 5 cards. And you have to play all these cards. So in this case, I'm going to gain 2 crystals, which is going to be currency in this game. I'm going to gain a crystal from here. So that's 3, 5, and 2 damage. You can see 2 on the top right here. I can use my 5 money to buy cards from this trade row. And I use my damage to do damage to the opponents however I want to divide it up. When I buy cards from the trade row, I'm going to look at the crystal value on the top. Now, when I purchase a card, they're normally just going to go into my discard pile along with my hand. And then once my draw pile runs out, I will take my discard pile, shuffle up, and I'll draw from that, and then I'll get a chance to get the card. However, there's going to be a special card, which is going to be this one right here. And notice it is going to have a red border around it and say Mercenary. Mercenary cards, I can spend the ability, and instead of it going into my discard pile, I can use it immediately. And then I will lose this card. It'll let me draw 2 cards. All the ones do different things, but just know that the red border cards give you special abilities. You also will have cards that can come out that are called champions. Champions have health on them, and they will remain in play until they get enough damage to knock them out. Now, some of them also will have shields, and these shields, well, let's go over champions real quick first. So champions themselves, once they're out, they'll have an ability down here that occurs each time you have it out if it applies. So these cards, once you play them, they will stay out for a while. You also have cards in your hand that have shields. When you have shields in your hand, if someone attacks you, you reveal this, and that blocks that much damage. Those ones are pretty cool too. Other than that, you're going to have all sorts of different cards in here that are going to do different things. They're going to do whatever they say on them. And once you purchase a card, they will go into your discard pile, and you'll flip over new cards as you purchase them. So you could maybe flip into cards that you would like. The game will continue until you knock out your opponents. And like I said, you can do it through damage, or you can get 30 knowledge and be able to do infinite damage to them. So technically, you can knock everyone out before anyone gets to 30 knowledge. That, in a nutshell, is going to be it for the rules for Shards for Infinity. There's going to be a couple other icons to pay attention to, and there's a glossary in the back of the book that will help you, but some of the ones that are really nice to pay attention to is going to be the ones with the plus sign on it. When you play those guys that aren't champions, so let me see if I can find one in here, you can gain life on your turn. So other than, well, there's one really important one I didn't explain here. You see this little symbol right here? If you get any of those, you actually gain knowledge. So other than once a turn spending a crystal to gain knowledge, you also can gain knowledge through these cards. The other one you can get, like those little circles here, like I said, those are damage. That's gain knowledge. There's also ones with plus signs on it, and that'll gain you health. Like this card right here will gain you 4 health. So those are very important things to remember in this game. And also some of the champions in this game are set where they have to be defeated before you can damage any other champions or potentially the player itself. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But again, it's a pretty simple, straightforward game for the rules aspect. The complexity is knowing what the cards do, and that gives you strategy in the game. Okay, I really like Shards of Affinity. This is probably my favorite Market Row deck building game. It is like a cross between Ascension, which is what it's from, and like Star Realms. It has a really nice mix of deciding when you want to deal damage to which opponents and being able to protect yourself enough that you can survive till you get to the 30 mastery. So I really like that. I really like the fact that if you want and you feel that people might gang up on you or whatnot, you can produce enough defense that they won't be able to stop you. And if they're focusing only on attacking you, then they aren't focusing on getting the mastery as fast as they should be. So that gives you the opportunity to get it before them. So there's a lot of balance to this game. So if you see someone racing to get the mastery, you could build up on combat and take them out before they got there, because that's all they're focusing on. So there's a lot of balance and there's a lot of strategy in this game, which I like a lot. It also takes a little less time, and it's more of a clear-cut end. I like that I don't have to count or tabulate up a score at the end. It's just last man standing wins. So I like this game a lot. And if you like deck building games, especially like Market Row ones with a lot of player interaction in the game, you want to check out Shards of Infinity. That's my thoughts on it. Thank you for watching.